One week, wrestling fans, and we are going to see Money in the Bank. 1 week, wrestling fans, and we're going to see the one pay-per-view out of the year that WWE puts out for us that the majority of the wrestling fans, at least in my perspective, looks forward to. Outside of the main four, okay? Outside of the main four, who will climb the ladder and grab the briefcase? Who will climb the ladder and grab that contract that guarantees them a world championship matchup anytime in 1 year? Will it be Braun Strowman, Ali, Randy Orton, amongst so many others? Baron Corbin? We'll find out next Sunday who will grab that contract. Will it be Mandy Rose, Alexa Bliss, Ember Moon, Carmella, Natalya, amongst others? We'll find out next Sunday. Will Seth Rollins' Burn It Down title reign come to an end next Sunday as he defends the Universal Championship against AJ Styles? We will find out on the WWE Network at Money in the Bank. And will Kofi Kingston's pancake, fun, loving, exciting, emotional WWE Championship title reign come to an end when he faces Kevin Owens? We'll find out next Sunday on the WWE Network. We're going to discuss all that right here today, amongst everything else that happens on the pay-per-view. But before we do that, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for all notifications. Also, follow me on Facebook and Twitter at 2007Webby. Now, let's dive into this, shall we? Lot of matches to discuss. And the first one we're going to cover is the Roman Empire. Roman Reigns taking on Elias. Now, wrestling fans, some of you might like this right now. It's a McMahon rivalry against Roman Reigns, quite frankly. Elias is just doing the McMahon's bidding, to be blunt with you. Reminds me of kind of like the Dude Love situation when Dude Love was doing Vince McMahon's bidding and was taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin back in the Attitude Era. It's not as entertaining as that, but that's what it reminds me of. Roman Reigns is going to go over here. Roman Reigns will win at Money in the Bank. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Now, honestly, I would have liked to see Elias and Roman Reigns facing someone else at Money in the Bank. Why, you might ask? Because they both are on SmackDown Live now, and it's like WWE just put these guys in a matchup, and we're seeing a Raw rivalry just on a different show. That's just my perspective on it. You all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Next, Shane McMahon taking on The Miz. Hey, this is the blow-off matchup. It's inside a steel cage. Not too interested in the rivalry, quite frankly. A big reason why is because Shane McMahon's a heel and The Miz is a babyface. I like The Miz as a heel and Shane as a babyface. That's just me. I'm ready for Shane McMahon to go back to that role where he's not wrestling as much, honestly, and he is just making matches and doing that kind of stuff. I like him in a more of a talking role. If he's not going to be if he's not going to be a baby face and he's just going to be a heel and do that kind of Vince McMahon type stuff, just go be it. Just get on the mic. Don't be in a match. The Miz, I hate the fact that he's on Monday Night Raw because it looks like all we're going to see is Miz TV. That's what he's doing tomorrow night. Miz TV with Roman Reigns as special guest. And that's about all we've seen of him since he's been moved over to Monday Night Raw. Hopefully things change for The Miz. Moving next, we're going to start with the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston taking on Kevin Owens. Now, this contest, look, I like what they've done with the Kofi Kingston character on the way to Money in the Bank. First, he had the pancake throwing, all laughable and stuff. Then, Xavier Woods has been getting hurt every single week by Kevin Owens, and the pancakes have slowly but surely stopped. We haven't seen nearly as much throwing of pancakes and him being happy. And he said this past Tuesday on SmackDown Live that there's going to be hell to pay for Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank. This should be a good contest between these two, and it's a good first opponent for Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston retains here and moves on to the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, which is the next pay-per-view on WWE's calendar right now. So I have to wait and see what happens there. Probably another Kevin Owens Kofi Kingston matchup, but this is a great first rivalry for Kofi Kingston's WWE Championship title reign. And I like how they've been transforming Kofi Kingston's character throughout this rivalry. It hasn't been the same, happy, jolly-go-lucky as we usually see. So good job on WWE's part with that. The men's Money in the Bank contract. Now, this, quite frankly, wrestling fans, when you look at this card, this match, you have Randy Orton, Ali, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, and Andrade. There is only a couple of people this will be useful for, good for. This won't do anything for Randy Orton. This won't shoot Randy Orton's career by anything. He's there for star power. Baron Corbin, if they give this to Baron Corbin, all it's going to do is make people mad. It's going to make people cringe. Braun Strowman. I can't see them giving this to Braun Strowman. Finn Balor's the Intercontinental Champion. They don't need to give that to him. Drew McIntyre. If they do not give this to Drew McIntyre, then this is a big waste of time for him. Ricochet, he's there to give some spots. And quite frankly, if he does not give any type spots like Shelton Benjamin used to give, then I'm wondering why in the world they put him in this match. And Andrade would be a great person to win this contest and move on and have a good run with the contract until he cashes it in. But I think it's going to come down to Andrade Drew McIntyre and Ali. Ali, judging by what they said they're going to put out, at least that's one thing that I saw, that they said they're going to put out a chronicle about Ali. So it's going to come down to one of those three. Really hard to choose. I think it's either going to be Ali or Andrade. I can't see Drew McIntyre being there, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. That's just my pick. Rey Mysterio will become the United States champion at Money in the Bank. He's going to become Money in the Bank, the United States champion. No doubt in my mind. Samoa Joe has been treated like garbage with the United States Championship. He has not been a very good United States champion. Samoa Joe, as a matter of fact, has really been on this path of just losing all the time. Why? I do not know. I do know WWE loves to have this perspective of champions must lose all the way up to the pay-per-view, and then at the pay-per-view they win. However, WWE is having this son-father relationship story on TV with Rey Mysterio and his son. And 9 times out of 10, when there's that type of relationship, it comes out to be a happy ending. With that being said, Mysterio and his son will have a happy ending and become the United States champion this Sunday at Money in the Bank. Samoa Joe, you've had your time in the sun with your championship as a mid-card champion. There's no doubt in my mind you're dropping that title. Samoa Joe, you had your win at WrestleMania, and that was only because Rey Mysterio was hurt. Sorry, Samoa Joe fans. Sorry. Tony Nese taking on Ariya Daivari. This match is a big waste of time for people who do not watch 205 Live. And for the people who do watch 205 Live, this match will be a big waste of time. Because who watches the pre-show? Honestly, who watches the pre-show unless you are a die-hard, hardcore wrestling fan? Nobody. Therefore, you won't even see this matchup. Tony Nese wins. He'll retain the title. He hasn't held it long enough for him to drop the title. That's about all I can say about that. Whatever. The women's Money in the Bank ladder matchup. Ember Moon versus Mandy Rose versus Dana Brooke. Why in the world she's in this, I do not know. That's cringe. Versus Alexa Bliss versus Bayley versus Natalya versus Naomi versus Carmella. Mandy Rose wins. There's no doubt in my mind Mandy Rose wins. Who is the one person that will benefit the most that WWE looks at as the next big thing? The next woman they're going to push? The next woman that really has that it factor in their eyes? It's Mandy Rose. Some of you might disagree with that. Tough. Mandy Rose, victorious next Sunday. That's just it. Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. If there's one thing that I can say about this matchup, it's simple. They did not need any build for it. People were excited about it simply because of the names in it. Who wins? Seth Rollins. Burn It Down championship reign will continue. AJ Styles will not capture the Universal Championship at Money in the Bank. He won't. There's no way Seth Rollins is having a 1-month title reign. No way. Sorry, AJ Styles fans. I'm both, and I know that AJ Styles is losing. And finally, the Becky Lynch Championship matchups. This is a little hard for people to predict. Some people are predicting that Becky Lynch is retaining both titles. Some are predicting she's losing both titles. And then some are predicting she's going to lose one or the other. Look. Vince, Becky Lynch is not losing steam here. Okay? Becky Lynch is not losing steam. Look, Becky Lynch, I understand her losing one title. Probably to Charlotte. They need somebody to carry the SmackDown Women's Championship on SmackDown Live. Because, let's just face it, WWE's going to Fox. You are not going to have 0 women championships going over the Fox in October. Somebody's got to carry that division. So I understand her losing. Tough pill to swallow, wrestling fans. I know. What is it? Charlotte, 10-time world champion if she wins? I know. Some of you, tough pill to swallow. Lacey Evans, she's barely been in a wrestling ring. Barely. She's not been in the main roster wrestling ring enough for people like me, and I'm sure a lot of you out there who did not watch NXT on a regular basis to even care about her getting a championship matchup. Lacey Evans does not need to win at Money in the Bank. Becky Lynch better win at least one of those championships at Money in the Bank. At least one. And it better be Monday Night Raw. Have her carry Monday Night Raw. That is my prediction. She'll lose SmackDown and she'll win Raw. WWE gave us the wrestling victory that we wanted. Her holding up both championship belts at the end of WrestleMania 35. Now it's time to go back to what they want. And what they want is Charlotte holding up a championship belt. Just face fact, wrestling fans. Face fact. But this is your Money in the Bank preview, and predictions. Hope I didn't leave anything out. If I did, you all let me know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to do everything I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, which is become a subscriber today and follow me at all my social media websites, Facebook and Twitter. And if you don't know how to get there to them by yet, on the podcast that I have had so far, then go to my homepage of YouTube and click on the Facebook and Twitter icons, and it takes you directly to those websites. So, there you go. You know how to get to them, and hope you enjoyed this podcast. And if you did, give me a like down below. And until I see you again tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw review, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.